The passport bros are still going strong in 2022, and I expect they're going to be strong in 2023. And one of the guys that I want to highlight in today's video is none other than Mr. Austin Holloman, formerly of the Dallas, Texas area and currently living in the great state of Brazil, or country of Brazil rather. And I'm using him as a case study today because so many people, men, are opting out, those of men who can, to go to other places like Colombia, the Philippines, some in Africa, to just have, somewhat of a better opportunity at dealing with women. And it's not that guys can't get women, but when they're talking to women, they get phone numbers, they go out on dates, replies are less. And obviously the cold approach, which is walking up to women and trying to get their number, sometimes leaves a lack of, a desire for a man to keep going forth. And Austin Holloman explains this pretty well in this particular clip.
In Brazil, I've said this before, in Brazil, I operate off the choosing signals. There's too many women out here in Brazil that's choosing for you to be risking to kill your motivation working off of code approaches, because you already couldn't get chicks in the States, right? So why would you go somewhere? We all know the more you code approach, the more likely you are to get rejected. And I know somebody's out there saying, oh, well, you can't let that get you down. You need to let that motivate you even further because you got rejected. Get the out of here with that unrealistic ass shit. You get rejected 14, 15 times in a row and see how your ass, see how motivated your ass is. That's like putting in 20 That's like applying for a job and getting denied 14 times in a row. You think that's gonna make you want to try harder? Anyway, but come to Brazil, because man, they out here and they looking at you and they looking for you, and it's really that bad.
So you see, in Brazil, apparently you don't even need to have game, because choosing signals for most guys are already there. You can walk up to a woman and talk to her and things can go forward. But this sort of opportunity for guys who don't have to buy dating coach courses, guys who don't have to do anything like that, it gives these men an opportunity to say, you know what, I'm tired of the games here in America. So guys are on TikTok, guys are everywhere talking about it, right? And so because of that, what you see is a response from women. But not just women saying negative things about the passport bros. Now you have women becoming passport sisters. That's right. Black women are going over in response, are threatening to go overseas to get their passports also. And I find it quite interesting because I saw it here in this particular video.
You know what the best thing about the passport bros is? That women have came out and said, yeah, we're joining this movement. Women have been like, yeah, I left the country to find my husband. That's how I got the man I'm with today. Or women being like, I'm joining you guys. I'm leaving the country now to go find me a husband. And they're mad. They're making hate videos. They're just going to be like, well, you're just mad. No American man wants you. Why are y'all mad that women are doing it too?
So you've seen that, right? That's very interesting. Let me talk about this. Black women, in my honest opinion, as far as who started talking about going overseas first, it was really black women. I mean, they made a whole movie out of it. It was a book first, right? It was called Waiting to Exhale. And that is when the woman went over to Jamaica and got with a man. He ended up, that man that she married actually ended up coming back to the States, and that man ended up being gay. They got divorced, which they never want to tell that story. He ended up being, he's fully gay now. But the people who started to talk about going overseas first, it wasn't black men. In fact, black men wasn't making it public at all because black men had no real media to discuss these things. This is why in Ebony in the 80s wrote that hit piece on those upper middle class black men who were going over to Rio de Janeiro. And that was how frustrated, and Al agrees, how that whole movement started in response to the negative criticism that black men were getting going over to Brazil, instead of looking at the issues as to why black men were going to Brazil. Then that's how Charles Tyler was born, because of that then tailor-made dream. And now, subsequently thereafter, you have guys like Richie Mack, Zoom to Thailand. You have guys like Austin Holloman. But to be honest, if black women feel like they need to go overseas and get their guy, nobody's stopping them. In fact, Austin Holloman ran into some American chicks. I haven't watched the video yet, but I've seen the title, that are in Brazil looking for men. The problem, though, that black women will have trying to go overseas and get men is a different problem that men have going overseas to get women. One of the things that we know, if we're going to live overseas, we understand that we're not in our country. We have to support ourselves and to support a woman. Now, here's the situation. For us as men, we don't have a problem doing that. And we know that if we're dealing with a woman in that country, it's not going to cost so much to take care of her. It may not cost a lot at all in comparison to what you're getting in the States. As long as you can make a certain amount of money, you might not even need to make as much money while having a more an attractive woman and paying a cheaper price and having a better lifestyle. Like, I've been hanging out in a lot of places the last few months. Luxembourg, even though it's expensive for some people, in comparison to like living in New York City, Luxembourg was decent. I've been in Warsaw, Poland. I've been in Kigali, Rwanda. I've been in Kenya. Those places in comparison to where I'm from, Sacramento, are significantly cheaper, and the lifestyle and the quality of life is much better. So you're not thinking about that. But now the issue is, how would a woman feel about going overseas, meeting a man that you run the risk that you might have to take care of him? Because think about it, the top guys in that country are already gone. See, in the United States, high quality men are gone, usually. What about in countries like Dominican Republic, where those women are extremely beautiful? Ghana, women are extremely beautiful. And there's more pressure in that society to already be married at a certain age if you're a man of means. Because not only are you supporting yourself and your immediate family, you're supporting cousins, you might be supporting your village and all of that. So it looks bad if you're unmarried. Most of those guys are already gone. So what you might end up doing as a woman is investing in a man, and you don't know if he's even liking you for who you are. Same thing you guys tell us, right? And then you don't respect this guy because he can't take care of you. So what does he become? He becomes a son husband. So think about it. You're a woman, you make a lot of money a year. This guy doesn't make what you make. You go over there, he doesn't have what you have. Who's footing the bill? She's footing the bill. And eventually women get tired of that. Women want to be taken care of. So that's the deciding factor when women go over there and try to get a man. Can we say they're going over there for the what tourism? See, it's not that kind of tourism when they do it, but it's tourism when the men do it. And if they go and get with a guy overseas in countries that are not as developed, do those guys have money? Not as much as American men have. And then does she end up respecting those guys? Probably not. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.